Hi everyone, thank you for coming to my channel. I am going to use this big twist and do the Apache Tears, and I'm just going to do a little sample here. You can see that it does ask you to use a 5mm or a H needle, I always say needle, hook. So we're just going to go ahead and start with the red, and we're going to go ahead and put that on our hook. I like to tie a knot. Now you can go ahead and make a chain of how many that you want. You can make it as many as you want. You can make a blanket, a scarf, hat with this pattern, so you can chain as many as you want. I'm just going to do a sample here. This is a beautiful pattern. It's Apache Tears. I chained 20. So don't go in that first stitch, go in the next one, not that you're in now. And for this first row, we're just going to do a single crochet all the way across. This yarn has some really pretty sparkle to it. You can see the pattern, the blanket behind it, that is also Mosaic. Once you get the hang of the Mosaic, I think the Apache Tears is a good one to start off with. I think it's the easiest pattern to work. You can make all sorts of patterns yourself. You can see we're at the end. So when you get to the end, you're always going to cut your yarn. You're going to grab your next color. We're going to do a slip knot. We are going to go into that first stitch. We're going to go into both loops. And we are going to do a slip stitch. So you're just going to pull it through and then pull it through your yarn on the hook. And then you are going to go into the same stitch and you're going to do a single crochet. Now, all the way across, we're going to do a single crochet, but we are going to go into the back loops only. So go all the way across and go into the back loops only. We're here at the end. So we're gonna, the last stitch, we're always gonna go into both loops. So when you get to this stitch at the end, you're gonna go through both loops always, and you're gonna do a single crochet. We're gonna chain one, we're just gonna pull it really tight, and then we're gonna cut our yarn. We're gonna cut our yarn every time you get to this end. Then you're gonna go ahead. This is when we're gonna start doing the mosaic pattern. So we're gonna put the red on our hook. We're going to go into that first stitch, go through both loops. Like we did before, we're going to do this every time you start. Go through both loops, you're going to grab the yarn and pull it through, and then you're going to pull it through what's on your hook. Then you're going to do a single crochet in the same stitch. So you're going to do that every time. So we're going to do 4. We're going to go every 4 single stitches, we're going to do a double crochet in the stitch in front of it. So right now you're just going to do 4 single crochets in the back loops. Now we're going to do a double crochet. We're going to go right down in front of that next stitch. So you're going to yarn over, go down to that front loop. Now it will make sense why we're going into the back loops only. You're going to do that double crochet, and then you're going to be really careful that you don't go into that single crochet, that white one. You're going to go into the next one, because if you were to go on the one right behind it, you'd be increasing, and you don't want to do that. So you're going to do 4 back loop single crochets. And then when you get to that 5th one, you're going to do another double crochet and go in the front. So your pattern is going to be 4 single crochets and then a double crochet going into the front loop all the way across. So here we are at the end, and that last stitch we're always going to go into both loops, crochet 1, pull it through, and now we're going to cut it. And now we're going to go back to the other end where we're always going to be starting. So you can see we're always looking at the same side. We will never turn the work. We're always going to be looking at this side. This is where it starts to get really fun, and you can start to see the pattern. So we're going to get the white. If you wanted to do different colors, you certainly could. It's always nice if you use 2 contrasting colors, a dark or a light. You could use variegated, that always looks beautiful. So you're just going to start like you did the last row. You're going to go into that first stitch, and you're going to pull it through and do your slip stitch, going through both loops, always at the beginning and the end, and do your slip stitch, and then you're going to crochet 1 in the same stitch. Now I'll do another tutorial for the sides so don't worry about those tails. So if you look at the double crochet and count back 4, you know that that's where you want to do a double crochet with the white. I always count back from the double crochet. You'll get the hang of that. So now you're going to do your 4 in the back stitch, because remember, we're always going to do 4 in the back stitch before we do a double crochet into the front. This is where it starts to get a lot easier. You don't even need to count, because you know that you're going to want to do a double crochet with this white right next to that red one. And that's how it's going to start looking, that stair pattern. So after you get done with this one, you want to make sure this double crochet that you don't go in the stitch right behind it. See how I'm counting 4, so I know exactly where I'm going to go into. I'm going to do my 4 single crochets in the back stitch, and then right next to that red double crochet I will do a white one. And that's your pattern. It looks absolutely beautiful. So just keep doing that, and you can watch me do this row and the next one, and then you'll have the hang of it, and just keep doing it until the end of your blanket. And then I will come back and I will show you how to do, in the next video, how to do a border, and you can bury your all of those horrible tails. Okay, so I will see you next time. Have a great day. Please watch the rest of the video. I hope this helps you get the Apache Tear pattern down, and stay safe. Bye.